foghorn. Isn't it awful, Kathleen?
Indeed it is, ma'am. It's like a banshee.
I don't mind it tonight. Last night it drove me crazy. I sat there for hours just listening to it.
Bad fest to it. I was scared out of my wits driving home from town today. I thought that ugly monkey Smythe would drive us in a ditch or up a tree. You couldn't even see your hand out in front of you. I'm so glad you had me sitting in the back with you, ma'am. Had I been in the front seat with that monkey, he doesn't know how to keep his dirty hands to himself. I give him half a chance and he's pinching my leg or you know where. Asking your pardon, ma'am, but it's true.
It wasn't the fog I minded. I really love the fog, Kathleen.
They say it's good for your complexion.
It has to from the world and the world from you. You find it everywhere and it changes. And you never know where you are and no one can touch you or anything.
You know, I wouldn't care so much if Smythe was a fine, handsome man like some of the chauffeurs I've seen. I mean, if it's all for fun, I'm a decent girl. But for a shriveled runt like Smythe, I've told him, you must think I'm hard up that I'll notice a monkey like you. I've warned him. I'll give a clout that'll knock him into next week, and so I will.
It's the foghorn I hate. It's always calling you, reminding you, making you remember. But I won't remember the name. The only thing it reminds me of tonight is Mr. Tyrone snoring. Oh, how I do tease him by snoring. And he acts like a child and says, oh, I do not snore, or whatever. But I guess I snore too sometimes. And I do the same thing, don't I?
Well, all the healthy people snore. It's a sign of sanity, they say. What time is it, ma'am? I had to go back in the kitchen. The damp is in Bridget's rheumatism, and she's like a raging devil. She'll bite my head off.
No! Don't go, Kathleen. I'll be alone.
Not for long. The master and the boys will be home soon.
No, they won't be back for dinner. They have too good of an excuse, they believe. They'll be at the bar room, their true home. And for Bridget, don't worry. I'll tell her you're with me. Just take her a big glass of whiskey. She won't mind then.
No, that's the one thing to make her cheerful. She loves her drop.
Have another drink, don't you, Kathleen?
Well, I don't know. I can feel what I've had already. But one more won't harm. Here's to your good health, ma'am.
I really do used to have good health, Kathleen, a long time ago.
The master's sure to notice what's gone. He's got the eye of a hawk for that.
We'll play Davy trick on him. Fill the bottle half with water.
God save me. It'll be half water by the time he gets home. He's sure to notice by the taste.
No, he won't notice. He'll be too drunk, thinking he has right to. He's been to bar the entire time. He'll have such a good excuse. He'll believe he's supposed to be drowning his sorrows.
Well, if the good man's falling, I wouldn't give a trontine from a teetotaler. Sick, no high spirits. Good excuse. You mean Master Edmund? I can tell the master is worried about him.
Don't be silly, Kathleen. Mr. Tyrone won't be worried about Edmund. The only thing he worries about is money and property. His biggest fear is that he'll end up in a poorhouse. But we can't really understand anything about him, now can we? My husband is a peculiar man, Kathleen.
Well, he's a fine, handsome, kind gentleman just the same, ma'am, no matter his weaknesses.
Oh, I don't mind. I've loved him for 36 years. That proves that I know He's lovable at heart, even if he doesn't show it.
That's right, ma'am. Love him daily, for any fool can see he worships the ground you walk on. Speaking of acting, why is it that you haven't gone on the stage?
Me, an actress? I haven't heard an absurd idea. I was a Covenant girl, brought up in the best school in the Midwest. I had a respectable family that was well educated. I didn't hear me think about theater when I was younger. I was too busy going to be a nun.
Well, I can't imagine you a holy nun, ma'am. Sure you never darkened the door of a church. God forgive you.